Imagine your life. Maybe it feels pretty ordinary, and then suddenly it just spirals. You're thrown into this world of, like, high-stakes espionage, betrayals, even murder.
Yeah, and all because of a translation job.
Ah,
It sounds wild, right?
totally. But that's exactly what we're diving into today with Bernhard Schlink's novel, The Gordian Knot. That title alone, it hints at something complex, almost impossible to unravel.
Mhm.
So our mission today is really to unpack this incredible journey of Georg. He's a German expat, just trying to find love, maybe some financial stability, and he accidentally stumbles into this huge web of international intrigue, way more twisted than he ever expected.
It really is. We've got all the pieces here, the characters, the plot twists that just make your jaw drop, the deeper philosophical stuff, too.
Well, we're ready to guide you through it. It's a story that, as you said, really blurs the lines. Is it personal drama? Is it global espionage?
It's both. And it shows how just searching for a normal life can lead you to uncover layers and layers of deception. And ultimately, Georg gets this profound, maybe even unsettling understanding of life's real knots.
Okay, let's get into it. So we start with Georg. He's a German translator living in this picturesque French village, Couperon. But things aren't great.
Not at all. He's struggling. Financially, emotionally, he's recently divorced, just broken up with someone else, and
Right, and she leaves him with these cats, Snow White and Sneezy. Later, there's Dopey, too.
yeah, the cats become quite significant later, sadly. But Georg, he used to be this guy who theorized about everything, relationships, life's big questions.
And now?
Now nothing. That part of him just seems to have switched off after Han left. Plus, he's broke. Phone's cut off, can't heat the house.
It sounds really bleak, just dependent on these occasional translation jobs from a Monsieur Morin.
Pretty despondent, yeah. Just kind of drift, punctuated by these little glimmers of maybe things will get better.
And then, just when it seems like rock bottom, a call comes in. Monsieur Polger.
Right. Turns out to be this guy, Bulnikov,
Yeah.
head of a technical translation agency. Very effusive, very enthusiastic.
And he offers Georg a job, a surprisingly good one.
Surprisingly good rate, yeah. 45 sometimes a word. But he wants it fast. Cito, cito, he keeps saying. Speed is key.
Georg must have jumped at it.
You'd think so. He's desperate. And Bulnikov also introduces his assistant, Françoise Kramsky, described as pretty friendly.
Okay, so there's a potential romance angle, too.
Definitely. Things move fast. They go to this IBM conference in Lyon. And Georg, who's usually quite guarded, actually starts opening up about Han, his past.
The connection deepens.
Big time. They take this drive, drop the formal vu. She tells him a Polish story. It leads to this really idyllic weekend back in Provence.
Sounds perfect, almost too perfect.
Well, that's the thing. It culminates with Georg asking Françoise to move in with him.
And her reaction.
It's strange, timid, hesitant, not quite the enthusiastic yes you might expect, given how close they'd seemed.
Ah, okay, so maybe that's the first little clue, a crack in the surface. Is Georg just seeing what he wants to see here?
I think that's exactly it. That hesitation, it's subtle, but it's a warning sign. It definitely foreshadows the bigger deception. And then things get darker.
How so?
Monsieur Morin, Georg's previous source of work, dies. Car accident. Very mysterious.
And Bulnikov.
Bulnikov jumps right in. Gives Georg this sort of fatherly advice. Tells him he should take over Morin's business. It feels like there's something else going on. A hidden agenda.
But Georg does it. He takes over.
He does. And he's actually successful. He manages to impress Morin's key client, this big aerospace company, Industries Aeronautique Mermoz, by dropping some technical jargon.
So professionally, things are looking up. And personally, Françoise moves in.
She does. And for a while, Georg is incredibly happy. Really happy. She makes the house a home, sewing, decorating, cooking, filling that void.
But you said things get darker. The unease starts creeping in.
Exactly. Beneath the happy surface, it starts subtly. Georg needs unexpected security clearance for the Mermes work. He has to translate confidential stuff himself.
Okay.
And right around then, Françoise starts acting differently.
Secretive.
She's away more often, unexplained absences. She's weirdly reluctant for him to visit her old apartment.
And the Polish story.
Her answers about her parents, about this Warsaw cathedral she mentioned, they become really vague, evasive. And she gets visibly uncomfortable when Georg's friends ask about her background.
The pieces aren't fitting together.
Not at all. And then comes the moment the whole thing just shatters.
The discovery in the study.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Late one night, he finds Françoise in his study, naked, with the camera, photographing his confidential Mermes plans.
Oh, wow. The betrayal must have been Absolute.
Devastating.
Yeah.
And her confession, well, it follows. Lots of tears. She claims she's working for the Polish Secret Service.
The Polish Secret Service, backed by the KGB.
That's her story. Says she's doing it to save her brother. His life's apparently at risk because he threw a Molotov cocktail during martial law or something. She implies she was specifically sent to target Georg.
So he was a mark from the start. How does Georg even process that? Shock? Anger?
All of that. He realizes he's been completely manipulated, but Françoise just pleads with him. Just leave things the way they were. Like, they can just go back.
Unbelievable. Does he confront Bolnikov?
He does. He storms in, demands they free Françoise's brother, threatens to call the police.
And Bolnikov.
Completely calm, dismisses the threats entirely, tells Georg he's already on a roll, part of their operation now, and he can't just get off the train. It's chilling.
And Françoise, does she back Georg up?
That's the worst part. No. She actually supports Bolnikov's version of events, dismisses Georg's memories, blames him, says he ruined everything.
Wow. That's not just betrayal, that's psychological warfare, tearing down his reality.
Exactly. It's about destroying his narrative, his sense of truth, and the threats escalate immediately, brutally. His 3 cats, Snow White, Dopey, Sneezy, found shot, execution style. And Bolnikov calls right after, asking, did you find them?
Horrifying.
That his house is ransacked. But interestingly, the copied plans Georg hid, they're left untouched in a drain pipe. It's pure intimidation, showing they could get him, but they're choosing not to yet.
And it goes beyond that.
Oh, yeah. The local police start harassing him. Shopkeepers turn cold. Problems with his bank, his landlord. Life in Kukuran becomes impossible. He even notes how his own body feels alien. Not his own anymore, just like his house. A total loss of control, of agency.
So his whole world just collapses. How does he even start to fight back from that? Where does he go?
Well, the answer, or at least the next step, comes from a completely unexpected place. It hints that the knot he thought he was dealing with wasn't the real knot at all.
Okay, so this feels like a major turning point. What happens?
An old friend from his university days in Heidelberg comes to visit, and Georg shows him that photo Françoise had, the one she claimed was a cathedral in Warsaw.
And the friend recognizes it.
Instantly. Says, that's not Warsaw, that's St. John the Divine, in New York City.
New York, not Poland at all. Wow, that changes everything.
Completely. It blows the whole KGB Polish Secret Service story wide open.
Right.
And it gives Georg a target, a place to go.
So he just goes.
Pretty much. It's impulsive, maybe desperate. He drops everything in France, flies to New York, looking for Françoise.
That's a huge leap of faith, leaving his entire life behind.
It is. And New York is overwhelming at first. He's searching around the cathedral, hitting dead ends, just navigating this huge, unfamiliar city. And of course, money's running out fast.
Right, the practicalities. Where does he end up?
He finds a place to stay with a guy named Larry, a German teacher, in this apartment way up on the 12th floor. A temporary base, at least.
But the danger hasn't gone away, presumably.
Not a chance. He quickly realizes he's being followed, shadowed constantly by this red-haired man.
So they know he's there. He tries to lose him, disguises.
Yeah, he tries different things, hats, changing his appearance. Paranoia must be setting in. And then he meets someone new, Helen.
Helen. Who is she?
A PhD student, apparently very bright, studying German fairy tales. There's a spark, a potential for connection.
But can he trust her? After Françoise.
That's the huge question, isn't it? He's torn. He wants connection, normalcy, but that betrayal runs deep. Is Helen genuine or just another part of this elaborate setup? That knot of mistrust is tied tight.
So what does he do? Does he confront the guy following him?
He makes a bold move, walks right up to the redhead in a diner, demands to speak to Bolnikov.
Just like that, what happens?
It leads to this chilling invitation. He's taken to a place called Townsend Enterprises, and they show him something truly disturbing.
What?
A silent video of him being beaten up badly by 2 men after he left Marseille months ago, a beating he barely remembered. It confirms they've been watching him, controlling things for a long time, the hidden threat made visible.
And Bolnikov, is he there?
He reappears. But now he's Joe Benton. Slicker, sophisticated, still effusive, but operating out of this plush New York office. The transformation is stark.
So Georg finally has his face-to-face. What's his move now? He knows they're dangerous.
He decides to play their game, but raise the stakes. He demands money. $2 million.
$2 million. On what grounds?
He threatens to go public. To the press, the authorities, expose everything. And, crucially, He pulls out a photo he took of Benton back in Provence in his distinctive Lancia car. Proof. Leverage.
Showing he's not just a pawn anymore, he's gathered his own intelligence.
Exactly. He's fighting back, trying to untie the knot on his own terms. But the real nature of that knot is about to become clear.
How so? What does he find out?
It happens during this weird sort of vacation period while he's waiting for Benton's response to his demand. He's just reading Newsweek, of all things. He sees an article about corporate competition in the aerospace industry, and suddenly it clicks. The target isn't the Soviets. It wasn't Cold War espionage at all.
So what was it?
Industrial espionage. Corporate spying. The target was a rival American company, Gorgefield Aircraft. Benton, Townsend Enterprises, they're basically independent contractors, hired guns, working against Mermoz for Gorgefield.
Wow, so the whole Polish Secret Service, the KGB, all a lie, just a cover story?
Apparently, a very elaborate, very effective cover. Helen actually helps confirm this. She calls Townsend Enterprises, pretending to be from some big company, and their response basically confirms they're this shady, independent operation for hire.
So it's not spies and governments, it's just business. Dirty business. Does that make it less scary or maybe more?
That's a good question. Maybe more chilling in its banality. It's not ideology, it's just profit. Ruthless profit. And Georg realizes he's caught in the middle of that.
And things get even worse for him personally, right?
Oh, yeah. Just as he figures this out, he sees an article in the New York Times. He, Georg, is now officially a fugitive, wanted by the police for injuring officers.
Which never happened, presumably.
Exactly. It's clearly Benton's move.
Yeah.
A tactic to isolate him completely, discredit him, make him unable to go to the authorities. He's trapped.
So he understands the game now, industrial espionage, but he's a fugitive, completely isolated. How does he possibly fight back from this position?
He has to get creative. And maybe.
Yeah.
Desperate.
Yeah.
He finds Françoise again. She's going by Fran now in New York.
Is she still involved?
It seems so. And there's another shock. She has a baby girl,
Yeah.
Jill, and the paternity. Well, it's unclear. Could it be Georg's?
Oh, man. What does Georg do? The rage must be immense.
It boils over. He actually hits her. And then he makes this incredibly fraught decision. He takes the baby, Jill.
Takes the baby as a hostage.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
It's morally murky, absolutely. But he sees it as his only leverage. He tells Fran she has to get him the original Mermoz documents she stole and Benton's contact information at Gorgefield Aircraft, or she won't see Jill again.
That's playing hardball. Does she do it?
She's terrified, but yes. She complies. She brings him Gorgefield letterhead, confirming the connection and the negatives of the Mermoz construction drawings.
So now Georg has the goods. What's his next move? Go to Gorgefield.
Not directly. He makes another clever, deceptive play. He writes a letter to the Soviet embassy.
The Soviets. But he knows they're not involved.
Exactly. It's a brilliant false lead. He offers them the stolen Mermoz documents for a ridiculous amount of money, like $30 million. He knows it won't go anywhere, but he anticipates it will leak and force Benton's hand, make him panic.
Setting a trap. Where does he go with the baby?
He needs somewhere safe, away from Benton. He flies to San Francisco with Jill. He has old friends there, Jonathan and Fern, who agree to help to care for Jill while he figures things out.
Okay, so the baby is safe. Now he needs to execute his plan.
Right. He starts meticulously scouting locations in San Francisco, looking for the perfect public place for the confrontation he's planning. Meanwhile, he's also running a parallel negotiation.
With who?
He meets with Buchanan, the security advisor at Gorgefield Aircraft, the company Benton was spying for.
The actual client. What does Georg do?
He goes in disguise, essentially. Pretends to be an East German cousin of someone involved. He offers Buchanan intelligence on a mole within their competitor's network, meaning Benton, for $1 million.
Does Buchanan buy it?
Buchanan agrees. He seems interested. But then disaster strikes again.
What now?
Friend calls him, panicked. Benton found out the negatives are missing. He knows Georg has them, and he's furious. He's flying to San Francisco immediately to get Jill back.
So the clock is ticking. Benton's coming.
It forces Georg's hand. Everything has to happen now. He finalizes this incredibly intricate plan for a public showdown. San Francisco Airport. He aims to expose everyone. Benton, Buchanan, even the fake Russian agent he expects Benton might involve.
He's orchestrating the whole climax himself. Taking control.
He has to. It all comes together at the airport. Tense atmosphere. Buchanan arrives with bodyguards. Then the supposed Russian contact shows up. Georg calls him the professor, identifiable by this distinctive tie with little garden gnomes on it.
Garden gnomes? Seriously?
Apparently, a memorable detail. So everyone's in place.
What does Georg do? How does he trigger it?
He creates chaos deliberately, slams his hand on the glass partition to draw attention, grabs the professor, then throws a film canister the Mermo's plans directly at Benton.
And then violence.
Swift, shocking, and brutal. But not from who you might expect. Buchanan pulls out a gun, shoots Joe Benton, point blank, in the forehead.
Buchanan shoots Benton, his own operative.
Instantly killed. And then Buchanan turns, aims again, and shoots the professor, the supposed Russian. Wounds him critically. It's ruthlessly efficient. Over in seconds.
My God, what does Georg do?
Instinct takes over. He escapes in the chaos, grabs the professor's briefcase on his way out.
The briefcase? Does it have the payoff money? The millions?
He opens it later, expecting millions. But no, it contains just over $380,000. A lot, but nowhere near what he thought.
So what's the public story after all that?
The newspapers run with a version of events. Townsend Enterprises was involved in industrial espionage, potentially for the Russians. Benton, the head, was killed by Buchanan, maybe in self-defense or an internal dispute. The Russian agent is hospitalized. It's messy, but seems somewhat contained.
But Georg knows that's not the whole story. He got away, but the real knot is still there, isn't it?
Exactly. The immediate danger is over, but the deeper understanding is yet to come.
So what happens to Georg and Françoise after this? They got away, but can they ever have a normal life?
They settle down eventually. In Lisbon, Portugal, Georg goes back to translating his original profession. They even have 2 more children together.
Wow, so a semblance of normalcy returns. But Françoise, does she ever talk about what happened?
No. Apparently she completely avoids the subject. Just wants to move on, leave the past buried.
But Georg can't, can he? He needs to understand it all.
He can't let it go. And then he has this final, profound realization. The real aha moment. It unties the whole thing in his mind. He thinks back to the airport, to Buchanan's actions.
Shooting Benton and the professor?
Right. It wasn't just about stopping Russian espionage, because Georg knew that wasn't the real game. And it wasn't just pure hatred for Benton, though maybe that was part of it.
So what was it?
Georg remembers something Buchanan asked him earlier, during their negotiation. Buchanan asked if Georg's supposed East German cousin was maybe his uncle.
That weird question. Georg thought it was just odd humor.
At the time, yes. But now, Georg realizes Buchanan wasn't being weird. He already knew who the other player was. He knew the professor wasn't just some random Russian agent Benton might bring in. He was the other seller. The actual Russian contact Buchanan might have also been dealing with, or who Benton was dealing with.
Wait, so Buchanan knew the professor independently?
That's the implication Georg reaches. Buchanan wasn't just eliminating his rogue operative, Benton. He was eliminating the other party involved, too. The Russian connection, whatever it truly was.
He wiped the entire slate clean, eliminated Benton, his competition, and any trace of the Russian dealing all in one go at the airport.
Exactly. A brutally efficient cleanup.
Yeah.
And this leads Georg to his ultimate insight. He says, all knots can be untied because we are the ones who tie them.
Meaning?
There are no true Gordian knots, these impossibly tangled problems. They're only Gordian ribbons. Complex tangles, yes, but ones we create through our own actions, assumptions, desires, and blind spots. He reflects on how he constantly overlooked critical details, Françoise's hesitation, the New York Cathedral, dismissing them because they didn't fit the picture he wanted to see. He was tying his own ribbons of illusion all along.
Wow, that's quite a journey. From a simple translator in France to untangling this massive web of corporate espionage and realizing the biggest knots were the ones he tied himself.
What an incredible story we followed with George. I mean, from that quiet village to the chaos of New York, that insane climax in San Francisco, this deep dive really shows how something seemingly small, like translating, can just crack open this world of deception.
Yeah, and how the picture we think we see, the big picture, is often totally different from the reality underneath, especially, like you said, when our own desires get in the way.
Absolutely.
And Georg's story, it's more than just a thriller, isn't it? It feels like a real reminder for all of us. The narratives we build about ourselves, about the world, sometimes they blind us.
Definitely. It pushes you to question your own assumptions, especially when you feel totally certain when you think you've got it all figured out.
Right. So if George is right, if there are no real Gordian knots, only these Gordian ribbons that we tie ourselves, maybe it's worth asking, what seemingly impossible problems in your own life, what knots, might actually just be waiting for you to see the ribbon differently, to find a different way to untangle it?
That's a powerful thought to leave things on. What ribbons are we tying without even realizing it?
Something to definitely think about.
Yeah.
Until our next deep dive.